So I'll go through each and every one and we can wrap and pack together. So the first item is this full jigsaw piece, and it's a magazine brand we know as the New Yorker. 750 piece, and you can do the jigsaw and potentially then frame it. So first it's going to go in butcher wrap, the brown paper. You often might remember that from going back to school when you start a new year. How is everybody? Everybody doing great? Today is a good day here in Sydney because they've called it Freedom Day and the restrictions over this global pandemic finally lifting. Freedoms are back, so you can go to the gym, get your hair cut, eventually go to gyms and everything else. So as you can see, I'm going to wrap it up in the brown paper first. I might even do a tighter wrap there. You always want your packaging nice and professional as well as personal touch, so you can leave a card. I like to leave a little thank you card per order, and it shows your buyers that you care, especially if they're getting sent out all over Australia, often international. So you'll see me working away at the table, keeping the head down, huh? Is a play on words in life as well. Getting it done, keeping the head down. So how's the lockdown been for everybody else? I know it's different in Europe, America and Australia, Canada, Asia. All around the world everyone has had it tough, but some people have, their governments have opened up a bit sooner, so Australia is just a unique place that they wanted to make sure they got it right, so fair play to everybody for sticking through it. So I want to tell you about my socials on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That includes Facebook Marketplace. I'm Urbancitysells. URBANCITYSELLS. Oh, Urbancitysells. Now, and my two main reselling and selling platforms are eBay and also Poshmark. Now, Poshmark is open since 2011-12 in the US, then Canada, now Australia since February 2021, and most recently India. So it has the four big, huge nation markets. So I'd imagine eventually it's going to be in other places too, like maybe Poshmark Mexico, Poshmark Ireland and UK, you name it. So good for them, and it allows people to first look what they have in their own closet and be able to list, take some nice photographs, reduce the price. So if sales are happening in the shops in retail, it's going to be 50% off, whereas Poshmark help you suggest 60% off with bonuses and reduced shipping. Now here we have the jigsaw. They're going to tell us a jigsaw because the pieces are in there. And each and every bag that I pack in, they're called Sendle. Sendle is a company here in Australia, and you can use their eco bags. So fully compostable. I'll give you a quick read of what it says. Cheaper, easier and greener parcel delivery for small business. Urbancitysells, small business. And you can visit them at www.sendle.com. Now, I don't have an affiliate link for them, but I do on Poshmark. So if you want to download the Poshmark app here in Australia and type in Urbancitysells, we'll both get $10 once you make your first purchase. So who doesn't like a bit of free shopping? This is food for worms because this pack is made sustainably and sustainably sourced plants, a naturally renewable source. So doing your bit for planet Earth as well. And God knows we love that. Now, hopefully this will squeeze in, and if not, we can use bubble wrap for the bigger items. So large books, hard goods, jigsaws, more on eBay. They're the ones which are going to, you know, not necessarily fit in the medium packaging. Let's have a quick look. This is a bit of a squeeze here, so I can get back to that one and possibly do bubble wrap on it. So today is Monday and a fresh week, and it's nice to get orders in over the weekend. So I count my blessings, each and every person who was able to shop my closet or my eBay store and pick up different items. Next up is I want to quickly unreveal, and it's Clarins, and this is a French beauty line. So this particular one is tonic treatment oil, 100% plant extracts, so kind of like toning, and for those who like to put skin regime after showers, things like that. So Clarins, as well as some of the other big brands, are known, I think, as a Paris brand. I do know a bit about my beauty products, beauty regimes. Of course, maybe not as prevalent in the male world. So again, bubble wrap for items that would be glassware. So this is originally retailing well over 80 bucks. So on Poshmark you're able to get mine reduced to 67%, and this has gone out on an offer for $25. So after fees, after postage, not big money, but of course, again, each and every item that's sent out to a lovely buyer is really appreciated. So they get to have the same experience as a retail, more or less. And this one is new with tags, so still has the plastic on it in the original wrapping, so it's called NWT, new with tags. So this is my second ever vlog. You can see I have my lighting set up so a bit better. The last time it was not as bright, but today the sun is not as shiny. You can see the wind in the palm trees outside. That's a lovely little bit of outside space in the balcony here in this unit. A unit in Australia is an apartment, condo, slash in London maybe a flat. So we're going from Australia to America to London. Anyway. So this is thin bubble wrap. I might do one more layer on that. So if you bear with me while I get it. And I have my nice big scissors to cut some extra bubble wrap. Again, when you send out glassware, cups and saucers, trays, anything that can possibly break or spill in the package, Sendle, as well as Poshmark, who you're selling it on, like to make sure they're covered. So they tell you, please make sure that it's wrapped really securely. So double wrap for these items. A little bit of grounding here with my rose quartz, tiger's eye and copper for the blood flow, because God knows, holistic approach, mindfulness, good positive mental health, all these things are coming up during lockdowns as well. So I'm an advocate on that, and I want everybody to feel good in themselves and have a positive outlook in life, don't you know? I've always been that positive guy. And I like the term gregarious, fun, outgoing. Hopefully that comes across in my lovely YouTube videos. So drop in the comments where everybody's watching in from. Are you in? My family are based in Ireland, down in the sunny southeast of Waterford, Ireland. The best part of Ireland, really. Woohoo! And it's about an hour and a half from Dublin, the big capital. Couple hours from Belfast up the top. And I live in Australia the last 3 years. So Sydney is in New South Wales. All the big cities are along the eastern coast. In 2014 and back a few years back, I did live both in New York City and Los Angeles. So I really am blessed to say that I loved my time in Manhattan, Brooklyn, as well as Hollywood and Burbank. So Los Angeles and New York City. And I've been blessed to visit Florida, Orlando, as well as Las Vegas, Nevada. And is there anywhere else? Of course, we've all possibly been out to Long Island and Jersey too, in the New York area, the tri-state area. So I've been lucky to spend time in some of the big spots on planet Earth. Now, double wrapped. And today, to make sure to show you the shipping labels, each and every item also has a pre-booked label. So you can see I'm printing on my own little printer that I got in Officeworks. I link the particular printer I got and the paper, because these are easy to take off and you have to match each item with the buyer. So this particular buyer is in the ACT, which is the Australian Capital Territory, aka Canberra, and a small little area within New South Wales. It's like fully engulfed in the big city, or the big state, the most populous and common state that we know in Australia. So for all my fans who like the why can't I think of the name? So we make sure that it goes in nicely. ASMR, there we go. And I'm just trying to think. I'm gone a little bit quiet here because I'm thinking, should I do one more bubble wrap, because it seems a bit thin in here. And these are the you know, the general things you come up with and you come up against when you're doing your small business and reselling items online. So I'm gonna wrap one more time off cam and I'll be back in a moment to show you. Thanks guys. Hey everybody, back again. Of course I wanted to give one more layer for security. Make sure it goes in the Sendle bag a-okay. Now I'm going to link Sendle as well as all the other things that I mentioned in my videos. It's nice to have the links that you can see what I'm using to make life a little bit easier during my small business reselling game. So never be scared to double layer, triple layer, even if it's presented in a, you know, homely fashion. The main thing is safety for items that can break. So I'm going to double down on this one. Don't you know, you'll hear the sound now. This sound is synonymous with all people who sell on eBay and Poshmark. Now, again, in the States, I know they do have other websites which are called Macari. Not here. There's another website, Kidsies. But what we do have in common, both Australia and America, is Depop and Grailed and a few others, which you can branch out once you start to get the hang of all the reselling platforms. You just want to make sure which one you vibe with and enjoy. Most people, or a lot of people, get started with eBay because eBay has made it easier to list. It's intuitive. You can put everything from Olympic badges to jerseys, tops, footwear, runners, trainers, and sneakers. And lo and behold, triple wrapped. Drop it into the bag. So Sendle, again, compostable bags. Now, this is the moment where you get to position. I know it's off cam here, so bear with me. You want to make sure that the Sendle is available to see. I think we all love this bit. Watch and I show you. You get to take off and fold down. Perfectly and neatly. So I'll show you once that's finished. And we're back. The Clarins. So this is the tonic or the face cream and the face oil. It's kind of more circular. You can see the Sendle inside. So what I'm going to do here is make sure that it's again neatly packed and will stick on the label. This here is another item. It's a Country Road. So again, I'll link the brand Country Road, down in the link below. And you can see a nice square shape. So the card has gone in, the thank you card. The label is ready to go, and I'll get them shipped off before 1 PM today, first thing on Monday. And I'm going to show you, because this is pre-packed over the weekend, I'm able to show you virtually what's sold. So you can see here, and it's in Air Force style, 100% leather, so pre-loved, pre-owned. It's not buying into the fast fashion. I'm rescuing items from going to the landfill and sending them out to lovely buyers. So for any items that are pre-packed, this is a good way of virtually showing you what items have sold. And I'm happy to do that on the iPad. Now back to this one at hand. So you need to stay focused as well, as much as I'm delighted to show you the virtual ones. Now, and I'll take a little seat. It's kind of back-breaking work if you're constantly leaning over. So make sure you have a comfortable setup, good seating, good lighting. Make a cup of tea or coffee. Don't be shy, and always make sure you're well nourished and look after yourself, because in the reselling game often you're working from home. So small business owners and anyone who works for themselves or self-employed will know that you have to put in the extra effort to get out, to get the exercise, to make sure you connect with the community. So if that's online, virtual, catching up with your folks. Big shout outs to my own parents who support my drive. Mary and Bren, love ye. So my parents are back in Waterford and I just love them. Waterford and Kilkenny. Miss them all the time, so I think everybody knows again during lockdown how important family is. So big part of my journey has been family support as well. And here we go. This now is the item that they would have paid top dollar for, but we're able to get them out to them at reduced rate. And again, off to ACT, the Australian Capital Territory. Now this is a big decision, but do you go lengthways or this way? I think it might be easier for the scan as long as you stay on. And this, don't forget the card. This one time I did forget to put the card in the pack, so what I can do here is make sure it's closed down. Even if you have to, you know, add it on, that's a-okay, because the customer knows that you put in the effort to get the item out to them. And that's the main thing. And the card can go over. Now again, you can see, if I can try focus, what's the thing people do? Authority to leave. So that means you either have to sign for it or you have the option to leave at the designated area. So authority to leave is always handier for the customer, for the buyer. I say buyer because that's what we're known as in the community. Customer is, I suppose, the overall term. So item number, the one that was previously packed, the belt I showed you. The jigsaw number 2, and this is number 3. And again, you use all your tools like scissors, notes, sellotape, whatever works best for you. And I think everyone in the reselling game likes to have their own station, their own cards, thank you cards, stickers, and this all makes a difference. As long as you stay with your consistency, stay focused, keep listing every day. I know a lot of people, again in the States, I mentioned that a lot because the community is across the board in eBay and Poshmark, but a lot of people are using list perfectly, so that's called cross-listing, where you can add up your items to eBay or list perfectly and then send it out to Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, and it just makes it a little bit easier. But when you're starting off, it's okay to do it manually if you don't have hundreds and hundreds of items. So everybody got to start somewhere. So I'd recommend, if you're thinking about doing eBay, look in your own house, look in your own closets and drawers. Tops that might be last season, clothes and toys that you might have from kids and family and partners, spouses. They'd be happy to support you, get involved, and eventually, even if they get $20 from it because you sold it for 45 after fees, and you both make a couple of quid each, a couple of bucks, quid, pound, dollars. Don't forget our euros for our Europeanos. Ireland too, of course, with Europe and Euro. Next up, so as not to get off track, is the Franz porcelain. I like to keep a list of what I'm sending out today. So this is a Hong Kong brand, and you can see they have a full collection of unique sculptural, almost like glassware, like you'd imagine, Wedgwood, Waterford crystal. But these are design spoons, collectible items, so like Lalique in France. Not as collectible as Fabergé, but it's known as Franz. This was an item I was able to get at a thrift store, so affordable price, and with postage and packaging, the buyer was able to pick up this for $55. So unique, and it says autumn lily flower design porcelain, a sculptured spoon, and there's a full collectible range, and this one is really pretty. So you might use it, if you wanted to use it, you'd use it for sugar or afternoon tea, so more celebratory and decorative purposes. But I bet you a lot of people just keep these in their collection. They're not everyday use items, because you don't want them breaking. Or don't forget, when we're into really good collectibles, it's only you who's going to have the passion. Not everyone else will see the value, or they might think it's just a regular spoon on the table. So you need to let people know, or make sure you use it on occasion only, which is a throwback to the old world. I know in my own family's home, in my grandmother's home, and back in the 60s, 70s and 80s, they always had the front room, the sitting room. So only when visitors were in, or there was a big event, a new birth, christenings, weddings and funerals, dare we say, this is only when you would have been allowed into that room. So nowadays everyone has a lounge, a living room, sitting room. Kids are everywhere in the different rooms. People are on iPads. Access all areas. But old fashioned back in the days, where they kept the china cabinets, fancy spoons, things were kept and held with regard and love. And now this is coming full circle again, because it's sustainable fashion and recycled goods. People are looking for second hand, vintage, even antique. Don't forget, retro refers to the whole feel and more to do with clothes and the mood, whereas actual antique and vintage, giftware, homeware, hardware goods are something you can start to pick up and build up your own collection. So it's never, you're never too far into the future to look back to the past. And that's my wise words on collectibles. Just make sure you have them housed safely. Well, oh my god, you don't want it also rushed, you need to make sure that it's packed neatly and correctly, everybody. So I hope you're enjoying my vids and watching in, and this is wrap with me, pack with me, send with me. And in coming videos I'll be able to show you my journey out and about on the street, if I have a handheld or a stick, that I'll be able to do the vids of me dropping off. But currently we're making the lovely videos of each and every item getting sent out to the buyers. Now next up is going to make sure that this is going neatly and safely into the baggage. The packing, again, Sendle is the brand. This time, because it's larger, I can fold it this way. It's really sticky, so it's a proper adhesive, so you need to again make sure that you're getting it correctly. And what we can do on this one is fold like so. So all the smaller items, perfect that they're in these compostable bags, so customers are able to, once buyers receive their good, take it out, they can put this in recycling. And it says on the bag worm foods, which is kind of funny. You can add it to your own compost heaps, I imagine. Perfect. And again, make sure that the label is fully visible and it can go, and I'm going to show you that now. Now this buyer is based in New South Wales, so within the state. In Australia, every state is known as, similar to what we know as the States, but it has a different feeling and meaning. So as much as we know the United States as the States, be it Idaho, New York, California, in Australia it's a collection of states and territories. So New South Wales, Queensland, Melbourne, ACT is the capital. Then there's Northern Territory, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania. Tasmania don't always have to be last, but it's kind of separated by the Bass Straits. And there is also another territory known as Jervis Bay Territory. It belonged to the ACT, so the Capital Territory were able to, I imagine for political and military purposes, get the Jervis Bay. So that's Australia in a nutshell. And it's worth mentioning here that we're on the land of the indigenous Aboriginal peoples. So you hear it on the radio, on the television, on all events. It's lovely to mention that Australia always was, always will be. And we're in the Gadigal country here in Sydney area. So if you look at Australia's history, it's one of the oldest on planet Earth. And it's always nice to mention where we've come from and where we're going. Now, because this is curving around the bend, I'm going to make sure that this is again secured neatly like so. You want to make sure that there's an extra layer so it don't come off during transit. So here we go now, everybody. This one is a bit heavy. We have the items here, the jigsaw, the belt that I showed you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one more which I'll pack later. So I have to get better at organizing my inventory. So I'm going to come up with a system where each and every clothes piece goes in a different bin with a letter or a number. This is called SKU system. So a lot of eBayers, Poshmarkers, just it finds it easy when you want to go to grab the item. So the last item on my list today, which I'll find and get posted, is this lovely H&M floral dress, and it is a US size 4. And again, make sure you can see it nicely without the reflection. Getting sent out to one of our lovely buyers. You can see the video. Poshmark allows you to add a little video. So H&M dress, and you want to put the detail, what material. Eventually it's getting good at putting measurements and the brand pictures, loads of information, and you can go directly back into all my other closet items. Again, on Poshmark, it's known as your virtual closet, that you can put all your men's, women's clothes, pets, homeware and kids all in one area. So last but not least, H&M. Really cool summer spring floral dress. Now that's wrap with me, pack with me, send with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be able to stay connected with you, and also make sure we connect on Instagram. And if you are based in Australia, you can use Urbancitysells, just to put that out there one more time, and connect and get $10 off when you make your first purchase. And I think we have everything covered here today. We talked about a lot, and it's really nice to connect with you all. Sending the love for now, and you'll see other boomerangs and other items on my socials with today's video. Thanks guys, see you now, see you in the next video.